Hi again, Carol from Source Property Services. Just a quick video today just to talk a little bit about basically if you're thinking of purchasing a property that's on the market for subdivision purposes, the quick things you'll need to do a quick check on with the property before you commit to purchasing it. I'll just run through them briefly. If the property itself is in good standing order, then why would you actually knock down a great existing home if it needs a little bit of a renovation done for a few $1,000s? That's a thing firstly I'd actually suggest you do. Otherwise you'll be paying money for 2 new developments rather than just 1 new dwelling on a lot. The things you need to be mindful of is the width of the driveway going into the rear yard. Councils usually require a minimum of 3 metres. That's one thing on your checklist you need to keep an eye out for. Also another thing also, when you speak to the agent or check in the body of the section 32, find out what zoning it is with the council. Is there any easements in the backyard as well? Because the easements on any property is going to take out that area from us to be able to design there. If there's also an easement in the backyard as well, what you'll find is that usually you won't get permission to build a garage over an easement, but you can build a carport over an easement depending on where the pipe work is. And sometimes the council will allow you to actually have a roller door at the front, but it's an open carport. That's not an issue as well. The other things you need to check also as well is there anything else within the neighbouring area or the neighbouring properties at all which you could see which has already set precedent for that? Also as well, another thing to be mindful of as well, in the body of the section of the 32, check the title. That's really important to make sure there's no covenants or restrictions on the title. And you might say, what's a covenant, Carol? I've got no idea. A covenant is actually wording on a title that states basically, most common ones could be perhaps only 1 single dwelling on 1 lot. Another thing which I've come across a couple of times is that any dwelling on this lot is to be built with brickwork only or stone. They're very old ones. You can apply to have covenants removed, but that's not such a simple process either. That's quite a lengthy process. In fact, that if there is a covenant on any title, what you'd actually have to do is, in the plan of subdivision on that title, the parent title, depending on how many properties are governed by that initial parent title, is you have to contact or find out the details of each of those property owners, and then we have to get permission from those property owners to actually have that covenant removed. With the council, basically what will happen is if any one of those property owners object to the covenant being removed, the council can't issue you a permit to remove the covenant. Another thing you need to be mindful of as well when you're looking at a property to purchase for subdivision is if there's any trees on site at all, because what you'll find is most councils will ask for an arborist report. You'll have tree protection zones to comply with. Some of the trees on your property, even though there might not be a landscape overlay on it, depending on the maturity of the tree and the species of the tree, sometimes what could happen is the council might make you keep it there. But another important factor as well is to be mindful of trees in the neighbouring properties as well. That's something you will have to deal with. So an arborist report minimum cost for probably up to 3 trees is $550. Anything beyond that, the arborist charges per tree. So these are all things you need to be mindful of in the very beginning when you're looking at a property for developing. Look, pretty much a quick video today. I hope that's helped you a little bit more in the process of when you're actually looking for a property for subdivision. If you're not sure, we're here to give you free property advice anyway. We can check over the section 32 for you. If there is a covenant on it, it's not just us in here that will interpret that. We also send it to our legal team to give their interpretation on it. So when I'm giving you advice, it's very honest and transparent advice from the very beginning, because the last thing I want is for anyone to commit to purchasing a property and pretty much from there basically you can't do with it what you intended to do. So I hope you have a great day. Bye.